Okay, so here is the story of a king named Solomon. He was very famous for his wisdom, and many people from far and near came to him for the solution of their problems. He helped them in the cause of justice. To find justice, he always used to help them. And one day, from a very far off land, a queen came to meet King Solomon. What was her intention? Her intention was to check the wisdom of King Solomon. So she brought lot of gifts for King Solomon, and there were camels laden with the treasures of her land, and these included gold, spices, perfumes, and the work of craftspeople. King Solomon welcomed her. As the Queen of Sheba took rest with her companions, King Solomon called his counselor for foreign affairs. He asked the counselor about the queen. That is, he inquired why the queen came to his place. What was the reason? So the counselor told King Solomon that Queen of Sheba had come from the land of Yemen. The land was known for its craftspeople. What do you mean by craftspeople? The different kinds of handicrafts done by the people were famous in the land of Yemen. And she brought different gifts of handicrafts for the king. They were highly skilled. An example, the counselor showed the queen's palanquin. It was a real beauty. It was made of a metal that looked like silver. So the palanquin on which the queen came was a real beauty, and it was made of metal that looked like silver. See, these children, they are coming so late and it's becoming a problem to add them. So it had the most finely carved designs and curtains of the softest leather. The curtains were of very nice design, and they had the softest leather. King Solomon wondered why the queen wanted to meet him. The counselor told the king that she wanted to ask him questions to solve her problems. So as the queen of Yemen had certain problems, she came to the king to solve her problems, to get the solution for her problems. Now the king realized that she wanted to test his wisdom. The king was very intelligent, he was clever, and he understood that the queen was interested in testing his wisdom. So as the days passed by, the Queen of Sheba asked King Solomon many questions. She was pleased to get all the correct replies. Finally, as she decided to go back to her land, King Solomon gave her many valuable gifts. He told her that she was a brave, courageous, and intelligent queen. He was really happy to meet someone like her. So finally, as she was departing, her companions brought 2 beautiful pots of flower. So for the last moment, the queen had saved the departure gift for the queen, for the king, which was also a kind of trick to check the king's wisdom. They looked, her companions brought 2 beautiful pots of flowers. One pot of flower was that made of nature. Another pot of flower was handmade, but they look exactly the same. The queen told the king that she had saved this gift for the departing moment. The king admired the beauty of the flowers. Then the Queen of Sheba told the king that one flower pot is the work of a gardener. It was real flower. Another flower pot was the work of the people. That is, the people made with their hands. It was the work of the handicrafts of the people of Yemen. Just a moment. Then the Queen of Sheba told King that one flower pot is the work of gardener. It was real flower. Another flower pot was the work of the people. One was a pot of natural flowers grown in the garden, and the other of artificial flowers made by a skilled worker. She requested the king to tell which one was the real flower, because both looked the same, and she wanted the king to find out, being the king intelligent, which was the work of the nature. King Solomon looked hard at the pots. The soft, fresh leaves and the petal of the flowers were exactly the same in both the pots. The slender stalks and the golden grains of the pollen were similar in both. It was rather impossible to tell the difference. Then King Solomon ordered the pots to be taken out and placed in the garden. After some time, the bees and butterflies began to come near the pots. So as the king was unable to find out which one was the one made by nature, which one was real, he could not find out. So because he was intelligent, so he ordered the people to keep both the pots in the garden outside the palace, so that he can find out which one was the work of nature. So butterflies began to come near the pots. Soon the bees and butterflies sat on the flowers of one of the pots, leaving the other behind. So you know that creatures of nature, they always know how to find the real ones, and they always sit on flowers. So they will not sit on unnatural flowers. King Solomon then told the queen that the pot on which the bees and butterflies settled contained the real flowers. He said that the creatures of nature has chosen between the work of the craftsperson and that of nature itself. So the king, the creatures of nature helped the king to find out which was the work of nature and which was handmade by the people. The queen was delighted with King Solomon's wisdom. The counselors and the courtiers joined her in praising the king. So that is the story of King Solomon. So the questions and answers would be given by Sir Bablu. And while it is given, we will go ahead with the grammar portion. So all of you take out your pencil, and while I'm saying it, you please write it down in your textbook. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks using the words given in the box below. King Solomon dashed the problem of many people. It solved. Solved the problem of many people. Next, the king stood for justice. The king stood for justice. Next, the Queen of Sheba came from a distant land. The Queen Sheba came from a distant land. Next, Yemen was famous for its craftspeople. Yemen was famous for its craftspeople. Those who have written, please check if you have written it correctly or not. Those who have not, please write it down. King Solomon was dashed to know the reason behind the queen's visit. It is curious, the first one. King Solomon was curious to know the reason behind the queen's visit. Next, Queen of Sheba had come to, where is that word? Has come to test the king's intelligence. Queen of Sheba had come to test the king's wisdom. Okay, sorry, it's not intelligence, wisdom. Next, King Solomon was happy to meet an intelligent person like her. King Solomon was happy to meet an intelligent person like her. Next, the queen saved a gift for the departing moment. The queen saved a gift for the departing moment. Next, the last one, the king found it difficult to distinguish between the flowers. The king found it difficult to distinguish between the flowers. Coming to the next part. Page number 99, question number 5. Some of the words in the box can be used in place of the underlined words in the sentence. These words have similar meanings and you have to replace the underlined words with the similar meaning words. Okay. So I'll just tell, you can tick mark or you can write it on the top of the underlined words. Please come and help me choose a good brand of coffee. Choose means select. The first one, select. S-E-L-E-C-T, select. Number 2, he was voted councillor of our town. Voted means he was elected. E-L-E-C-T-E-D. He was elected councillor of our town. Number 3, I have lost my way. Could you show me the way to the town hall? In place of show, you write direct. Could you direct, D-I-R-E-C-T. Could you direct me the way to the town hall? Next, number 4. I want to borrow your pipe. I want to join it to my pipe, which is short. So join is underlined here. In place of join, you write connect. C-O-N-N-E-C-T, connect. Next one. The wall has many cracks. It won't keep us safe from the cold wind. Keep us safe is underlined. You write, you replace the word with protect. P-R-O-T-E-C-T. Now, question number 6. Here you have to add EI or IE to complete the following words. B-E-L-I-E-F, belief. B-E-L-I-E-F, belief. Next is A-C-H-E-I-V-E, achieve. A-C-H-E-I-V-E, achieve. Next is C-H-I-E-F, chief. C-H-I-E-F, chief. Next, F-I-E-L-D, field. F-I-E-L-D, field. Next, G-R-I-E-F, grief. G-R-I-E-F, grief. I'll repeat field again. F-I-E-L-D, field. F-I-E-L-D, field. Chief, spelling again, I'll repeat. C-H-I-E-F, chief. Next is N-E-I-C-E, niece. N-E-I-C-E, niece. Next is P-I-E-C-E, peace. P-I-E-C-E, peace. After that, write S-H-I-E-L-D, shield. S-H-I-E-L-D, shield. Next, write Y-E-I-L-D, yield. Y-E-I-L-D, yield. Coming to next lesson. This is a very nice folk story, okay? In quest of the lost sphere. So this is a story about two brothers, Orab and Podhu. So in the interior of Africa, there is a tribe which follows some strange practices. What do they do is that if two brothers have two sons, they would exchange the boys. So like brother ani se moi ki macha nupa ani leradi, brother ahan ki macha nupa se atomba na yokedoba, atomba ki macha nupa se ahan na yokedoba. Moi ki tradition ni ko. That is to say, each would adopt his nephew as his son, and they would never till the soil. Moi se lau pau amatta hauroeba. They will never till. They would depend on fruits and roots provided by the forest and meat of animals they kill. So they will never grow crops, and they will mainly depend upon the fruits and the roots and the meat that they get from the animals. This is the legend behind such practices. Adumai pibam do tobagi, adumai tradition do follow tobagi maram zikari no. Aduki, there is a small story given here, and let's just see the story. Long, long ago, all the members of the tribe lived together. Soon their number became so large that they had to scatter all over their forest. So before, all the tribes used to stay together. But gradually, when their number increased, then they had no place to stay. And because of that, they had to move to far away places in order to get food and to get mainly for food. Podhu and Orab were two brothers bound by a very strong bond of affection. Podhu and Orab were brothers, and they loved each other very much. The two brothers and their wives moved deeper into the forest and settled down at the foot of a hill. So they also moved out of the tribe, and their wives also moved along with them, and they settled at the foot of a hill. They put in much labor and tilled the soil and raised a crop. So at that time, there was no tradition not to grow crops. So these two brothers, they tilled the soil and grew the crop. They had few needs and they were quite happy. So they hardly needed anything. The food was sufficient for them, and whatever they grew was just sufficient for them. The place had a number of fruit-yielding trees and a spring which gave them clean and cool water. So they got water from the spring which was nearby, and they got a number of fruits from different trees which were there in the forest. One day, Podhu was not at home when Orb saw a herd of elephants ransacking their crop. So one day, Podhu, he was not at home when and Orb was there, and he saw that the elephants were coming and eating away their crops. There was no time to lose. Orb picked up a spear and hurled it at one of the elephants. Now, as there was no time to lose and he had to drive away the elephants, so in the nick of time, he had no second thought. Whatever he found in front of him, that is a spade, he threw it on the elephants. He hurled it towards the elephants. And that particular spade was not very simple, this one, what to say, that sphere. It was not simple one. It was a magic sphere. So he hurled the sphere to the elephants. The elephants stopped eating the crop. They seemed surprised. Then they trumpeted and left the field. After they saw that they were hurled by a sphere, they trumpeted. Trumpeted, elephant ki makone ko, and they left the field. But along with them was gone the sphere. So it was stuck. The sphere was stuck on the trunk of the one of the elephant, and so they went away. It had remained stuck to the target's flank. Now it so happened that the lost sphere was a very special weapon, which Podhu had got from a wizard. So the elder brother Podhu, he had got the sphere from one of the wizards, which was not known by Orb. It was meant to be used only to defend oneself when attacked. So it was meant to be used for self-defense and not to attack anyone. Okay. It was bound to destroy the enemy if one used it only to defend oneself and not to attack. So it would have destroyed the enemy if somebody have attacked Orb, and at that time, if Orb had thrown the spear, then that person would have got destroyed. But that did not happen. That did not happen. And so Orb had forgotten about it in his hurry to drive away the elephant's herd. When Podhu was back home, he heard from Orb how his magic sphere had been lost. He got more angry than Orb had expected. So Podhu, when he heard from his brother how his brother has lost his magic sphere, he was very angry on him. You fool, you have not only endangered our lives, for the elephants will come back anytime to wreak their vengeance on us, but also you have lost my precious position. Now we must part, for I don't want to see your face anymore, shouted Podhu. So he was so angry that he said that you have also led us to risk our life, because since you have attacked the elephants will definitely come back and will attack us. And moreover, they will eat all our crops, and so we don't have any defense, any weapons for defense. So in this case, I don't want to see your face anymore. You please go out of this place and leave me. But Orb, he told his brother, give me some time. I will go out in search of the sphere. I will try my best to bring it back, even if in the process I have to lose my life, said Orb. So Orb, he told Podhu to give him some time so that he can bring back the lost sphere. Go wherever you like. I'm also leaving this place because I cannot let my family be trampled by elephants, said Podhu with disgust. So he said that you can go wherever you like, and I'm also not going to stay here because the elephants are coming back. They are going to attack us, and I'm not letting my family get to be attacked by the elephant. Besides, we should live separately so that we will not be able to raise a crop. So we will live separately and we will not raise any crops. If we raise a crop, we will make enemies with elephants, Podhu added. So whenever, if they try to make any kind of crops, they will make enemies with the elephants. Arab and his wife left the place instantly. So Arab, he went away from that place. He walked in the direction in which elephants had gone. So he followed the elephant and followed them to where they went. They walked for a whole day but did not see any elephant. So while they walked, they did not see any elephant. They came across a lush valley, narrow but beautiful. They built a hut in it. Leaving his wife alone there, Arab resumed his quest. That is, they came down a beautiful valley where everything was there. It was beautiful. They built a small hut, and Arab, he left his wife behind and he went on for looking for the sphere. After a long walk, he met an old woman trying to chip a dry log, but gasping and sweating profusely. Arab took pity on her. He took her axe into his hand and chipped the log for her. Here, take them home, he said. So while he was looking for his lost axe, he met an old woman who was trying to cut a log of wood, and she was very tired and she was breathing profusely, means she was unable to do it. The work was too tiring for her. So what Arab did was he felt very sorry for her, and he took her axe and helped her to chop the woods, and then he helped her to carry it home. My son, you must be hungry. Why don't you come with me? Asked the old woman. The old woman, she said that you look very hungry, so please come with me and have food with me. The old woman thought for a moment. Then, Arab was happy to go with her. She gave him food and he told her what his mission was. So Arab told her why he had come out and what he is looking for. He told his entire story. The old woman thought for a moment. Then she said, my son, I can tell you where the elephants are. And I can also assure you that elephants have no violence or hatred in them. If they ate up your crop, it is because they cannot distinguish between the plants grown by nature and that grown by men. However, since you have harmed one of them, they may charge you at the moment they see you. They may think that you have come to cause some greater harm to them. So old woman, she told that the elephants usually don't attack humans, and they ransacked the crop because they did not know whether it is by nature or whether human has securely grown the crops. So they saw crops, they saw eating things, they ate it. But since you attack them, they might come and re-attack you. So in that case, Arab asked, then what should I do? Asked Arab. The old woman gave him a pinch of dust, folded in a leaf, and said, Carolina, you can drink your water later on. Please pay attention. Folded in a leaf and said, keep this with you. Pluck some green grass and sprinkle a little on the grass and offer it to the leader of the elephants. The elephants do not refuse an offering. When the leader eats your grass, he will feel affectionate towards you. So what the old woman did, the old woman, she offered him a pinch of dust folded in a leaf and said, you sprinkle some grass on it and offer it to the leader of the elephants. Since the leader of the elephants are the one who leads the elephants, and wherever they go, they follow their leader. He will feel affectionate towards you, and he might give back your lost fear. Oreb took the earth and thanked the woman and walked on. Soon he reached the domain of the elephants. He plucked some green grass and sprinkled half of the magic dust on it. Then he added the leader, then he addressed the leader of the elephants and requested it to accept his gift. So Oreb happily took the earth which was given by the old woman, and he sprinkled some green grass and called the leader of the elephant. Laying the grass in front of it, he folded his hands and said, I have done great injustice to you by throwing a sphere at one of you. Kindly forgive me. Pray either return to me the sphere which belonged to my brother, or trample me under your feet. So what did Oreb say? Oreb said that, please, you take this this grass from my part, and I'm very sorry for what I have done. And please, you either return the spear to me, or either if you cannot return it to me, please trample me under your feet. Okay. Next, the leader of the elephants have eaten the grass. He trumpeted, and one of the elephants brought the spear. Holding it in his trunk, he gave it to Oreb. He knelt down and bowed to the elephants and then left for home. So the leader of the elephants, when he ate that magic, that grass with which was sprinkled on the magic dust, he felt affectionate towards Oreb, and he called one of the elephants, gave away his fear, and Oreb left home. So he knelt down. Okay. Then he knelt down before the elephants and he left for home. He and his wife then looked for his brother. At last, when he located Podhu and returned the sphere to him. Podhu was delighted. While the two brothers talked, Podhu's little son took the small packet of magic dust from Oreb's hand. Oreb did not notice him. After some time, when Oreb and his wife got ready to depart, Podhu's son insisted on going with them. Now what happened? Now as Oreb got the lost sphere, he went to his brother and he told him that I have found your magic sphere, please accept it. While he was talking with his brother, what happened was his brother's son, he took a small amount a small amount of magic dust in his hand from Oreb's hand, and Oreb did not notice it. While Oreb and his wife was leaving to go at that time, his Podhu's son insisted, "Out! Don't do it." Podhu's son. Okay, then Podhu's son, he insisted on going with Oreb because he took the magic dust in his hand and now he felt affectionate towards Oreb. "Brother, let me take your son. I promise that when I have a son, I will give him to you," said Oreb. Podhu agreed to it. Till today, their descendants follow their example. Brothers exchange their son. So this is the story behind why the brothers exchange their son and why they don't till the ground. Okay. So that brings to the end of the story. And Khazifro, please pay attention. Now we'll come to the exercises. Word meanings are there. You can read it by yourself. And coming to true and false. Okay, please, those who have not written it, please write it. If two brothers have two sons, they would exchange the boys. True. Write true for it. Number 2, the place had a number of fruit-yielding trees. Number 3, the lost sphere was not a special one. The place had a number of fruit-yielding trees. True. Okay. This is true. Number 2 is true. The lost sphere was not a special one. Number 3 is false. Number 4, Arup will not go in search of the sphere. It is false. The leader of the elephants had eaten the grass. This is true. Coming to the next part. Fill in the blanks. The place had trees and a dash which gave them clean and cool water. Spring, write down spring. S-P-R-I-N-G, spring. Next, the elephants seem surprised. S-U-R-P-R-I-S-E-D, surprised. Number 3, the sword was a very special one. S-P-E-C-I-A-L, special. Number 4, the arrow dash at the side of the elephant. Struck, S-T-R-U-C-K, struck. Number 5, the elephants dash when they saw a group of people running towards them. The elephants trumpeted. T-R-U-M-P-E-T-E-D, trumpeted. Number 6, many dash live in our state, tribes. T-R-I-B-E-S, tribes. Now fill in the blanks with the conjunction given. The zoo has got some new animals and birds. The zoo has got some new animals and birds. Number 2, is your car white or red? Is your car white or red? Number 3, he tried his best, but he didn't succeed. He tried his best, but he didn't succeed. Number 4, he is poor, yet, Y-E-T, yet he is happy. He is poor, yet he is happy. Number 5, he passed in the first division in 12 class exams. Still, S-T-I-L-L, still he couldn't get admission to the medical course. Okay, now, next. See the difference, past tense and past participle. See, where is it, the previous one? Yes, past tense, past participle. Cut, 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 cast, 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 put, put, put. Now coming to the next one. Past tense, past participle. Bend, the pronunciation, bend, bent, bent. Next, bleed, bled, bled. Next, deal, dealt, dealt. Next, flee, fled, fled. Next, present tense, past participle. Arise, arose, arisen. Awake, awoke, awoken. Begin, began, begun. Blow, blew, blown. Break, broke, broken. Draw, drew, drawn. Eat, ate, eaten. So children, we have come to the end of this session for today.